Hi everyone and welcome to my Q&A. I received a lot of questions on my Instagram channel recently, and so I decided to do a Q&A. So let's start off right away with the first question. When did you start wakeboarding? I started wakeboarding around 13 years ago, around 2010, at a small cable park called Wasserski Bleibtreusee, close to my hometown, close to Cologne. I first tried water ski and then I just tried wakeboarding, and from the first lap I immediately fell in love with the sport, and since then I kept doing wakeboarding and kept doing what I love. Why did you leave FC Cologne? So why did I leave the first soccer club of Cologne? I used to play soccer professionally for about 10 years. In 2012 I decided to stop playing professionally soccer and just do wakeboarding. The reason I decided to do it was because it was not possible to do two things on a professional level at the same time. So like playing soccer and doing wakeboarding on a professional level would just not have been possible. So I decided to stop playing soccer professionally and just engage myself fully into wakeboarding, which was the best decision of my life, I think. Never give up on something you dream of, 100%. So if you really want something, or if you're really dreaming of something, why should you give it up? So you should 100% go for it and try to pursue your dreams. And if you really want something, I think it's definitely possible to achieve it if you work hard enough for it. And you just need to also put in the effort, and then you will eventually reach your goals. What sparked your passion for wakeboarding? I fell in love with wakeboarding since the first lap, I think. And what really made me fall in love, I cannot really explain. I think it's just the feeling to ride above the water, and also to just be only with yourself on the water. And then furthermore, when I started doing like bigger jumps or air tricks, the feeling of flying, but at the same time having full control of your tricks when flying through the air, and then adding a grab or something, making it look stylish. I think that's what really sparked or like spiced up my passion for wakeboarding. Just the feeling of flying and having full control, sliding above the water. That's just a great feeling. How to progress quickly? My best tips are to ride as much as you can. So especially in the beginning, it's really important to have enough time on the water to practice your tricks. And then it really helps to film yourself. So when trying a new trick or anything new, film yourself. Either have someone filming yourself via small camera on the water or from a camera off the water, or you can also place a camera on the shore on the side and film yourself if you don't have anybody who can film you. And then always when you go on the water, each time you should try anything new. So even if it's a small grab or adding a small 180 to it, just try something new. It also helps to ride together with somebody, so to have a riding partner to push yourself. So this also helps. And always have fun. That's, I think, the most important thing. Don't forget to have fun on the water. Every time you hit the water, enjoy. How to get over the fear of doing certain obstacles. If you want to try a new feature or a new obstacle, you should always go like step by step. So for example, if you want to try a bigger fun box, you should be able to do smaller tables so that you have the skills and the ability to really do it. I think this will help you to control your fear. So if you know you are able to do certain obstacles and then you're ready to step it up. So this should help you to control your fear. When did you realize that wakeboarding was your future? I think from the moment I made the decision to stop playing soccer professionally and to just fully engage myself into wakeboarding. This was around 2012 when also when I won my first competitions, because I stopped playing soccer and then I immediately won my first national championships in 2012, and in this year I also became junior world champion in wakeboarding in the Philippines. And I think from this point of time I knew that I wanted to fully achieve my dreams with wakeboarding and that wakeboarding was my thing. How can you do so easy air jumps? I think you mean with air jumps like air tricks. Yeah, maybe it looks very easy when I do my air tricks, but I think the reason I do it so easily is because I just love doing air tricks. When I go out on the water, I just love to send some big air tricks off the flats, and I always practice them since the beginning of my wakeboarding time. I practice air tricks, and I think that's the reason why it looks so easy. Practice makes perfect, and yeah, I just love doing them. What other activities are helping with progress on wake? Trampoline, gym, skating. Yes, definitely those activities which you already called, like jumping on the trampoline, really helps for your wakeboarding. For example, when you want to try your first tantrum or front roll on the water, it really helps to try it first on a trampoline or also off a diving board into a swimming pool. This also helps, especially for flips. You can also practice handle pass tricks on a trampoline just to get the air awareness before trying it on the water. Yeah, gym definitely is a really important part, like working out off the water to prepare yourself, to prepare your body, your joints, your ligaments for all the impact on the water. So I definitely recommend to working out and to prepare yourself for all the activities you want to do on the water. It's also very important for general health and longevity, to be in a good shape and just to look after your body. Then skating. I personally started skateboarding about 2 years ago, and it's just a fun activity besides wakeboarding because it really helps your balance. It's really challenging first when you only know how to wakeboard, and then stepping on a skateboard. Also, crashing on concrete is a different thing, another thing than crashing on water. But yeah, skateboarding is definitely a fun activity to do besides wakeboarding. Then all other board sports activities can help your board control, like snowboarding or maybe also kiteboarding, surfing, everything which challenges your balance. So also like an indoor board, like a board to try out your balance. It also helps with wakeboarding. Is 28 years old too old to start and even compete? No, it's definitely never too old to start, especially to start wakeboarding. I always love to say age is just a number, and if you want to start competing with 28, why not? So yeah, just do what you love, and if you love wakeboarding and if you want to challenge yourself and start competing, just go for it. So next question, did you learn wakeboarding by yourself or with a coach? I just went to a wakeboarding cable park and tried it out by myself, fell in love with it, and I never really had any coach. I just learned everything by myself, and I watched a lot of wakeboarding videos, especially in the beginning, and analyzed all the movements, and then tried it out on the water, then filmed myself, compared it, and I think that's basically how I learned all my tricks, just trial and error. Have you always worked on your new tricks on a full cable or 2-tower first? When I learned my first air trick, my home cable did not have any 2-tower cable park. So yeah, I just went onto the water at the full sides and tried out my first rally. It was really tough and definitely took some time and took a lot of hard crashes. But yeah, finally I managed to learn the rally and to learn it without a 2-tower cable park. But afterwards, some air tricks I practiced first on a 2-tower cable park and then tried it on the full sides because it really helps. So I definitely recommend anyone who has a 2-tower cable park right next to his full sides to try out the especially new air tricks first at the 2-tower cable park and then try it on the full sides, because with this you can avoid possible injuries. Usually it's a lot easier to practice it first at the 2-tower and then go and practice them on the full sides cable park. But yeah, that's how I would recommend it for everyone. Or do you have any plan for coaching? Definitely yes. I started with my tutorials on Instagram, and I recently started to also produce longer tutorials on my YouTube channel. And I definitely have plans, or I'm already doing online coaching, or I'm about to start online coaching. Recently I also did some coaching clinics. For example, my last coaching clinic was in Germany, in Bavaria, at Wake and Groove. There I did a nice little coaching clinic, and I definitely want to do more. But as I'm traveling, I mainly want to focus on online coaching so that I can coach you from all around the world and to develop my enjoy the process community. What's your best advice for someone starting out learning wakeboarding? My best advice is to just go to your closest cable park, tell the people that you are a beginner, and usually they will help you to reach your first lap, and they usually will be friendly and help you out. So also don't set too high expectations for yourself for the first day or for the first days of wakeboarding. It's completely normal to crash right from the start, to crash on the beginning, and so it's completely normal. So don't be frustrated if this happens. Just try to have as much fun as you can have. Try to enjoy the time on the water, and yeah, just go for it. So, eine Frage mal auf Deutsch. Wie lange fährst du schon? Wie überwindest du deine Angst oder Bedenken bei neuen Tricks? Ich fahre seit ca. 13 Jahren, also ich habe ungefähr 2010 bei Wasserski Bleibtreusee, einer Anlage in der Nähe von Köln, begonnen. Und ja, wie ich meine Ängste überwinde oder Bedenken. Ich würde sagen, das Wichtigste ist erstmal, dass man sich nicht zu viele Gedanken macht, gerade beim Wakeboarden, denn es spielt sich auch ziemlich viel wirklich im Kopf ab, und wenn man sich zu viele Gedanken macht, was alles passieren könnte, ja, dann versucht man eigentlich gar nichts, dann hat man nur Angst und würde am liebsten gar nichts versuchen. Also wichtig ist wirklich, dass man immer Schritt für Schritt erstmal geht, dass man sozusagen nicht über sein Können hinausgeht, dass man sich anschaut, wie ist mein Fahrlevel, was sind Tricks, die ich probieren könnte, Wie gesagt, Schritt für Schritt gehen, denn dann minimiert man eigentlich das Verletzungsrisiko ziemlich stark. Und außerdem, wie gesagt, nicht zu viel drüber nachdenken, denn man sollte sich eigentlich immer sagen, es kann bei allem etwas passieren. Das ist das, was ich mir selber auch immer sage. Also man kann theoretisch beim Treppen herabsteigen, stürzen und sich verletzen. Von daher, wieso sollte es gerade jetzt beim Wakeboarden passieren? Also wenn man nicht über seine Kenntnisse, sein Können extrem hinausschießt, dann ist es eigentlich schon eine ziemlich sichere Sportart, wenn man sich auch immer gut warm macht und neue Tricks eher am Anfang seiner Session probiert. Wenn man noch fit ist, wenn man nicht nur körperlich fit ist, sondern auch noch kognitiv gut fit ist, dann ist das Verletzungsrisiko eigentlich ziemlich gering. Und ja, so sollte man sich eigentlich selber immer gut motivieren können, neue Tricks zu probieren. Und lieber vorher über die Tricks nachdenken und auf dem Wasser dann wirklich nur noch den Körper, die Bewegung ausführen lassen und nicht zu viel drüber nachdenken. How do you get the confidence to try a feature for the first time? In general, I would say, like, don't go over your abilities, so you should always go step by step. For example, if you want to try a bigger rail or fun box or anything big, try first smaller features and be really confident with hitting smaller features. Then you should already have grown the confidence to step it up. So if you know, yes, I'm able to do a smaller table, then you can say yourself, okay, now I'm ready to hit a bigger obstacle. And it's always important to bend your knees, make yourself small, so if anything happens on the feature, you won't crash from a high point, you will have a lower center of gravity. And don't be scared. It's okay to have some kind of respect before hitting any new feature, but think about it off the water and try to visualize it. Then go on the water and just do your thing. So on the water, don't think about possible risks or injuries, because this will only make you crash. On the water, just go for it, and if you do it, always go 100%. How to choose the first board? Okay, first you should decide, do I want to ride behind the boat, or do I want to ride cable, or do I want to do both? Because there are wakeboards, especially for boat riding, and wakeboards specifically for cable wakeboarding. I will answer the question now for cable wakeboarding. For cable wakeboarding, you should usually try your first laps with a beginner board, which you can rent at the cable park. And then a perfect or a good wakeboard for riding at the cable park should definitely have a grind base, or like a base which makes your board good on features, and which doesn't rip off when riding features. This usually is called like a grind base or a slider base or feature base. And then usually it has some kind of channels. So at the cable park you usually don't need any fins. You only need some small channels which give you some kind of traction on the water, that you don't slip out too easily, but allow you to hit all features. And it should also fit to your own sides and body weight. So it depends on your own sides. And also you should look for a board which have a certain level of flex. So it's definitely more fun to hit features with a flexible board than with a stiff board. And I would always recommend to try the board on the water before you buy it. So usually you can try out the boards on the water first and see how the board feels for you on the water, and then decide if you want to go for it.